Good Monday morning, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us from the First Alert Digital News Desk. Hope you had a wonderful weekend, stayed dry out there, dodged some of those rain showers and storms that made their way through. You got to see a Brewers walk-off win on Saturday, Tammy.
Saturday was awesome.
About as good of a weekend as you could ask for.
Right? Yeah, the roof was open for that game. It was really nice.
Fantastic.
Yeah, super fun to be there with the family. I know you had a great weekend as well.
Yes, it was busy for sure. Not every day you get to play against a Packers legend in pickleball, so we'll talk about that in a moment here. First, we want to bring in Chief Meteorologist Steve Beylon, who also had a busy weekend. Congrats to you and the family, Steve. The kids graduating from high school, and you guys had to dodge some raindrops out there at Ashwaubenon yesterday.
Yeah, my youngest two kids, they graduated Ashwaubenon High School yesterday, and they both finished in the top 10 of the class. My son James is the salutarian, is that how you say it? The second, behind the valedictorian. Anyway, but when everybody was going into the high school, it was coming down in sheets, and it's funny because the primary parking in the front of the school got filled, and people were trying to get into the back of the school, and I think it was perhaps more cars and more wet weather than what people were hoping for, and it was a little bit interesting to get in. But when we came out after the graduation, the sun was peeking out of the clouds, and things were drying out, so it worked out. Anybody who had an umbrella was in good shape. So
perfect for picture time afterwards. That's all.
Yes. There were lots of people taking pictures afterwards, and the weather was cooperative, at least afterwards, for pictures. We are taking a live picture of Squawky the seagull, who's taking a cat nap. It's hard to see, but if you look under her wing, you can see the tail feathers of one of her two baby chicks. That's those gray feathers that kind of fan outward there. That is either Keith or it is Gibson. There is a third baby who has not hatched. That egg is somewhere underneath her. It may or may not hatch. Not all eggs hatch, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, it's 59 degrees with clouds in Appleton, and it's also cloudy in Green Bay. We're just 1 degree cooler at 58. And we're going to have some rain pushing back into northeast Wisconsin. This is our next weather maker, just like yesterday when we had those showers and thunderstorms. We've got some more wet weather today. Showers, a couple spotty thunderstorms are possible this afternoon. Now, right now, we don't have any thunderstorms, but we do have some rain here on First Alert Viper Max. Most of it is approaching the Fox Valley. Let's stop the animation of the radar and zoom in a little bit closer. And you can see the light rain that's from Green Lake and Ripon north up towards Omro and moving into central Outagamie County. We also have some showers that are a little bit heavier from Clintonville up towards Shawano and north into Menominee County. In fact, there's a view of what it looks like up there. Rain is just coming into Lakewood and Mountain, and Wabeno is getting some drizzle or some showers right now. All these showers are swirling around an area of low pressure, which is to our north, and it probably will kick off some more thunderstorms as we go towards this afternoon. I think if there's going to be any thunderstorms, they probably will not be severe, but they could have some brief downpours and perhaps some small hail because there is some colder air aloft in the sky. It will be a mostly cloudy and at times a wet day, so don't forget your umbrella if you're going to be out running some errands or walking the dog. Not as warm as your Sunday. Now, a lot of us got into the low 70s yesterday, but today I'm aiming for a high of 65 degrees. That's about 10 degrees cooler than average for this time of year. That big red L, that's where that low pressure system is aloft, and you can see that it's pushed a cold front through, and another one's coming through right now. There's these impulses of energy that are kind of rotating around this low pressure system, and as they swing on by, they kick up some precipitation. So First Alert Pinpoint Predictor seems to have a good handle on the situation. There's 9 o'clock, and you can see some of the spotty or scattered showers pushing into the Fox cities and to the north of Green Bay. More of a steady rain should be breaking out across north central Wisconsin between now and early afternoon. So there's 1 o'clock. Now I'll fast forward to later in the afternoon. Here's 5 o'clock. And by that point, a lot of people are coming home from work. If you look around Wapaka into the Fox Cities and down towards Fond du Lac and Sheboygan, those are some spotty thunderstorms. And where you see the yellows and the oranges and reds, there's some pockets of brief heavy rain. That's where you could have some storms that pop up that have some small hail. But all in all, this is a low risk of severe weather. And any showers and isolated thunderstorms will be diminishing as we head towards this evening, and skies will turn partly cloudy. On top of the rain that you picked up yesterday, which for most people was about a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch, we could see up to ½ an inch of rain if you happen to get one of those heavier thunderstorms this afternoon, but most folks will have less than that. Anything from nothing to a few tenths of an inch of precipitation of additional rainfall. Over the next 7 days, this is taking you through the Father's Day weekend. Look at that area of blue and purple from eastern Wisconsin back into southern Minnesota. That is a large swath of 1 to 3 inch rainfall that we're expecting, and most of that will be later in the week. Late this week, a front is expected to stall out across the Corn Belt. Low pressure will ride over top of it and squeeze out the moisture. And I expect our rain chance to go from 50% today down to a 30% chance Thursday morning, but then up to a 60% chance of some rain as we go into Friday, and there might be a couple showers that linger into early Saturday morning as well. So right now we are mostly in the 50s, but it is 49 in Anago. They're getting some rain there. It's a little bit warmer in Manitowoc, 60 degrees. We're on our way to a high of 65. Showers, a chance of an afternoon thunderstorm, otherwise mostly cloudy skies. Decreasing clouds tomorrow, warmer as that low pressure system moves away. Tomorrow's high 76 with a toasty 82 on Wednesday. That's the day that Tammy Elliott pointed out on our live stream is a pool day for the kiddos, right? Because parents have got to try to figure out, okay, what are we going to do to keep the family busy here on these days of the week? Now, Friday is not the pool day because we're looking at 63 with periods of rain. And if you caught Saturday on that 7-day forecast, there may be, oh, thank you, Mr. Emerson, I appreciate that. 70 with a chance of some daybreak showers, but probably drying out in the afternoon. And you know what comes up on Saturday? We've got the Appleton Flag Day Parade. I believe this year is, the 74th anniversary of this parade. It's like the largest Flag Day parade in the entire Midwest. And it's probably going to be dry, albeit mostly cloudy, with temperatures rising through the upper half of the 60s, a little bit of a breezy northeast wind. So, you know, it could be better, it could be worse. I'm just glad that, at least based on the data we're looking at right now, it doesn't look like it's going to be soggy. It looks like we'll be drying out in time for some of the festivities in downtown Appleton.
Yeah, and then for Father's Day too, so looking okay for that.
Decent weekend for the dads out there, Steve.
Well, we saved the best day for fathers. Maybe I had some influence there. No, I wish I could. No, but it looks like it's going to be in the low 70s with some sunshine for Sunday. So fingers crossed that pans out for a lot of families in Northeast Wisconsin.
All right, Steve, thanks so much. We'll let you get ready for Action 2 News mid-morning at 9, and I will see you up there at noon as well. So
sounds good.
You have a wonderful morning. We'll see you in a bit.
Thanks, guys.
Now, of course, Tammy, as we do most Mondays when we're both here, we talk about your Consumer First Alert that you discussed on Friday. And this one, we were just talking before we came on here, this impacted everybody you talk to. Hey, did you get that scam? Did you see that? Like, somebody knows someone who received this message.
Right. We're still getting messages from viewers asking about this. DMV, it looks like it's coming from an official source. I mean, these scammers are doing everything they can to use language and maybe some wording that makes it seem real. And basically, it's telling you there's a final notice that you have to pay now, and there'll be a suspension. I mean, they're creating a real sense of urgency here. And you probably didn't just get one, but maybe two or even more of these. So what I thought was pretty helpful is I first reached out to the DOT because they sent out an alert, I think it was Tuesday of last week. So I reached out to them, Better Business Bureau, also the Department of Ag, Trade, and Consumer Protection. We're not hearing about anybody, they aren't, I should say, about people losing money. So that is good.
That's a good sign.
Right? Because, I mean, the goal here is they want you to click on a fake website. And obviously they're telling you to pay now, so they're either going to steal some of your personal information by getting you to enter some information, or getting you to enter your credit card and pay this fake notice. Thought it would be helpful too to break down the text message, because you're seeing this, and the idea is this is a text, okay, not a phone call. It's a text message. You quickly scroll through it and you might go, well, what is this? I'm going to click on the link. Absolutely do not do that.
I love this graphic here too, because it shows just so many different glaring really hints that can say, yeah, this is something I should not be taking seriously.
Absolutely. And the first thing is the phone number that it's coming from. So you might not know, but that 63, it's an international number. So that's the one that we got from some viewers. Some people are getting them from random emails too, so that's your first sign. Look at where it's coming from. Is this a legitimate number? Then the second thing here, so it says Wisconsin Department of Vehicles. Well, it's actually, the correct name is the Division of Motor Vehicles. And then it gives you this administrative code. I mean, this makes it seem real. It says it's from the North Wisconsin Car State Administrative Code. It says that you're in violation of this. That's not a real code. And then it goes on, you see later on, I mean, there's just a whole bunch of language here. It says transfer to a toll booth, and then there's a 35% charge. Well, we know Wisconsin doesn't have tolls.
Sure.
And then the website that they're directing you to, that is not a legit website. So those are just a few of the things, and just breaking that down, that's something you should do when you get a text message and you're questioning whether it's real or not. I continue to reach out to the DMV asking them about this. They just said they got a flood of people calling, checking the website, and also stopping in at the DMV, asking, is this real? We had a lot of viewers asking us as well. Again, haven't heard of anybody losing money, which is really good. But if you did click on this, so the DMV says that you really want to report this, consider filing a police report wherever you live, with your local police department. You want to report it to the Federal Trade Commission. And then really, if you shared your information, if you put in a credit card, you really should contact your credit card company, let them know, and be on alert and watch your accounts, watch your credit card, your bank statements, all of those things. But this is just, I think it was a little interesting because we talked about this. There have been random text scams.
Sure.
But this one just exploded. It was a huge wave.
All over the place of
Right.
different people saying that they had been impacted or had heard
Yes.
someone that had received it.
And it kind of evolved. It started kind of with toll text messages, about 6 months ago, and then it kind of evolved into this to try to make it a little bit more believable. And we're not the only state. There are several states that have been kind of hit with this wave of text messages. So you want to report it, delete it if you can, on your junk.
Yep.
You see that at the bottom of your text messages.
And you mentioned the officials, so many people have been calling or
Right.
stopping in. That's good because it shows people are paying attention,
Right.
hopefully not just clicking that link right away, but that also ties up their resources. So they're
Absolutely.
just trying to get the word out to let people know.
Yes.
Take a look and just report and delete it right
Yeah,
away.
and I shared my report with the DMV and let them know, we were putting this out there, and they said, this is really what we need to do, just kind of be proactive about it. I shared it on my Facebook page. You can share this to let people know. I mean, this is just one example. You can just expect this to become kind of the norm.
And use those tools that you had up there
Yes.
to, like you said, look at that next
Right.
one and say, okay, what am I looking at here? Look for some of those signs that may show that it's fake.
Absolutely, and hopefully, if there is somebody that they can get to that's behind all of these, they can find them, trace them, and that's kind of what they do. And this, like we said, we aren't the only ones getting it. We aren't the only state. So these impersonation texts, and one of the biggest, I just checked in with the Federal Trade Commission. And business imposter scams and these government imposter scams are
Sure.
some of the biggest fraud scams that are happening right now in our state. So we'll keep on top of it, and if we learn anything new on it, we'll of course let everybody know.
Always has a new report every week for us, and we appreciate those every week. We appreciate all of you watching Action 2 News this morning, and if you followed along on Friday, you heard that I had a big weekend planned myself,
Yes.
playing against a Packers legend on the pickleball court. Well, we were fortunate enough to grab some photos.
So cool.
That is Donald Driver there that I am saying good game to. My partner and I actually had the chance to play against him in his Foundation's pickleball tournament over the weekend at the Four Seasons Tennis Club in Alloway. Donald, he is an athlete.
Yes.
They put up a fight on the court. We were able to get the win, however, so we kept the victory, I guess. And actually, we went on to win the whole thing, my partner and I, John.
Look at that.
Got some awesome title belts there.
Love it.
And you can see kind of on the bottom left, Donald signed them.
Super cool.
Donald Driver, number 80, Super Bowl champ. Just a genuinely cool person to talk to. Really just had so much time for everyone involved.
Yeah, he took pictures with people,
He was
right?
taking
And he
pictures
was
with
chatting,
people.
and
He was
he said he was just great.
enjoying himself.
Yeah.
I had a great conversation with him, just chatting a little bit, and he loves pickleball too, which obviously I'm a big fan of. And he's got a pickleball kingdom in Menominee Falls. Obviously, there's one in Appleton. He plans to open one in Green Bay as well. So
Nice.
he's definitely giving back to Northeast Wisconsin, to that tournament. All of the proceeds from it went to the Greater Green Bay Area Boys and Girls Club. So
That's great.
tons of love for Northeast Wisconsin. Wisconsin obviously loves him, and it was so cool to see him interacting with everyone and just making it a very special day for really everyone involved there. So lots of fun. Definitely
That's
a day I'm
great.
going to remember for a long, long time.
One of your best pickleball wins, right?
Yeah, I think that
Donald Driver belt.
That belt there is
Yeah.
probably the coolest trophy I've ever won from a sporting tournament in general. So that
That's
was pretty.
great.
That was pretty cool. I already told my mom she gets to have it. She's a huge Donald Driver fan, so that's gonna probably be hanging up in their basement or something. But,
Perfect.
that'll be try
Love
and
it.
put me in the running for Son of the Year this year. So. Anyways, happy Monday, everybody. Hope you have a great one. Dodge those raindrops out there today. Some better weather is on the way. Here's a look at Sturgeon Bay. I just had a lot of rhymes there, and we will see you all tomorrow at 4:30. Make sure to join us on Action 2 News this morning.